I was really honored when they asked me to speak to y'all. Fibromyalgia is very real. But I want to tell you, I'm going to have to start with a little bit of my history. Otherwise, you'd never understand where I am today. All my adult life, I've held down a full-time job. I've raised 2 children, was a wife, and I've been a caregiver to somebody in my family from 1957 to 2011, when I just got to the point where I couldn't take care of nobody but myself. And I've been very active in church life. I was born in 1937. I'm 77. My fibromyalgia pain started in 1964. The fiber pain has increased every year. As most of you know, back then, when you went to the doctor and told them you were hurting, they didn't believe you. They told you you did not have pain, and you know that the pain is real. But all they would give you is aspirin and Tylenol. And from 1984 to 1996, I begged for pain pills. And finally, one day I just demanded that they give me a pain pill whether they thought I needed it or not. Well, what they gave me was Ultratram and all those other no-good pills. In 1996, I got to where I could not walk. My right hip would not move. And I went to the doctor, and he x-rayed my hip, and he said, "Barbara, there's nothing the matter with your hip." And I don't usually get upset, but I just about come unglued, and I looked him straight in the face, and I said, "Let me tell you something. I was raised on a farm, and I know all about turnip trucks. And I have never fell off of a turnip truck, and I know pain when I feel it." And after he calmed me down, he said, "I do know what's the matter with you, Barbara." And I thought, yeah, real. But anyway, he told me I had fibromyalgia. That was the very first time that I had ever been told I had fibromyalgia. I was put on prednisone, Darvocet, aspirin, and Tylenol. It did help most of the time, and I stayed on these medications until 2003. In 2003, I was taken off of prednisone, Tylenol, and aspirin. Darvocet worked pretty good, but as the pain continued to worsen, it became less and less effective, but that was all I had to work with. When Darvocet was taken off the market, I thought my world had fell out from under me. I was back to square one, and I didn't know what to do. I tried chiropractors, Lyrica, Tramadol, Cymbalta, lidocaine patches, hydrocodone, juices to drink, spas, which I absolutely could not tolerate, water exercises, and on and on. If it was out there, I tried it, but nothing worked. Everybody's different, and maybe some things work for some people, but these did not work for me. You know that desperation is the mother of invention. And over the years, trying everything that I could do to keep me going, I found out when my pain level reached the point where it was just stop. I found out that if I went to bed and covered up from head to toe and got relaxed and warm, I could wake up and my naps are 2 hours long. They've always been 2 hours long. They're 2 hours long today. But when I wake up, I do have a little bit of relief, enough for me to continue on with whatever I need to do. When I came down with neuropathy from head to toe, my neurologist told me I would be better off with a rheumatologist because he could treat both pains. And he said, very frankly, I don't know what to do with fibromyalgia. I went to the rheumatologist and I was put on Neurontin and oxycodone. I have done okay, but I still have pain. As the years went by, my pain got worse. I hurt so bad, I could not stand for people to hug me. People just don't realize when they grab you around the arms, it's just excruciating. And a lot of times over the years, I have actually hollered when somebody hugged me. Another thing that I got to where I could not, I can't stand clothes sometimes, and my blouses are the worst. And my bras got to where I didn't know what I was going to do. And I finally decided that I would start wearing a sleeping bra. It's got wide straps on it, and it's just got very loose elastic. And that's what I wear all the time, is a sleeping bra. I don't know the proper name for them. Back when I was growing up, that's what they were called. I don't know what they are this day and time. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't go shopping for them. My sister sends them to me, and so I appreciate that. When you have fibromyalgia like that, you hurt all the time, and I mean bad all the time. And you can't concentrate, and you live in what is known as fibromyalgia fog. And let me tell you, fibromyalgia fog is real. Don't ever let nobody tell you it's not. Around September or October 2014, my pain level went to an all-time high. And I'm talking about past a level 5. I'm using the same levels that the hospitals use. And I have learned and I have made myself tolerate up to level 5. But when it gets past level 5, I have a hard time. I began to miss work. I couldn't keep my mind on what I was supposed to be doing. And I'll be honest with you, I felt so darn bad I didn't care. I just didn't give a hoot. And I felt this was truly going to be the end of me. When I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I was told it was not life-threatening. It was a pure nuisance. So I said, okay, it can live in my body, but it's not going to tell me what to do. Boy, little did I know. Only by the grace of God, I've never suffered from depression. But I want to tell you, it has taken every fiber of my being to keep going. I believe my good attitude and my very strong determination and constitution is essential to dealing with fibromyalgia. Today, I work 6 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and I have an active social life. But believe me, this is not easy. So being at the end of my rope and nowhere to go, I even asked the doctors what was next for me. And he told me a morphine drip. And I thought, no, we don't want to go there. But anyway, now I'd like to tell you that laser pain care came into my life, and this is my life since laser pain care. February the 3rd, 2015, this year, I went to a luncheon to hear about this laser 4. The word that captured my attention was the word heat. I went home not thinking about a thing in the world but the fact that they had mentioned heat. And so I listened, and they offered a free consultation. And because of the word heat, and the word heat meant so much to me because I was so used to going to bed, wrapping up, and getting warm until I thought heat had something to do with it. So anyway, February the 6th was my consultation. When they asked me if they could touch me, I said yes. But boy, did they know exactly where to touch. It hurt so bad, but I think I held my composure pretty good. She can tell you. I mean, but anyway, February the 13th was my first treatment. Treatments were, and still are to this day, no one can hardly touch me. I am still only on laser. They do not touch me with this laser yet. It will come, but I don't know when. About 3 minutes into this first treatment, first off, let me tell you, I was hurting so bad in my neck on my first treatment. I asked them if they would please start with the side of my neck, and so they did. About 3 minutes into my treatment, I felt the hardcore pain subsiding a little bit, and that was so comforting. I wanted them to keep on forever. And so then, when I left the treatment, of course, it started again. And thank goodness they told me this was going to happen and not to be discouraged. And so after my third treatment, the next morning, I felt really weird. I did not know what was going on. And I stopped to analyze the situation, and I realized at that moment I was not hurting, and I didn't know what to do with myself. You are so elated, you are so happy, but you are scared to move a muscle because you know you're going to start that pain again. But it did start again. It didn't last but 30 minutes. But I felt at that time I turned a corner. I just don't know what that corner was. After treatment number 7, I went from Saturday to Monday. That was my very first longest time ever with no pain. I was still afraid to move. I have been through so many different feelings that I didn't know what to do with, and my biggest problem has been I was scared I was going to do something that would start the pain again. March the 18th was another weird day for me. I touched my neck and it didn't hurt. And I know you're going to think I'm nuts. But I kept touching my neck because I thought something bad had happened and I didn't know what it was, and I was going to have to go to the doctor to find out what was wrong with my neck. And all it wasn't hurting. On March the 18th to the 25th, that was the longest time ever with no pain since 1964. My feelings are very awkward. I just can't stress how you feel so happy and so elated, and you hurt so bad at times. But anyway, I had another stretch of no pain from April 16th to April the 21st. And believe you me, these stretches of no pain are highlights of my life. They're just, I just can't explain it. On May the 14th, I reached a point where pain will start and stop. Never have I had this experience. My pain never stopped. It just took an act of Congress almost to get me to where it could stop and give me a little bit of breather. And I'll insert right here. You think you're at a level 0 and you have no pain, but there is always an underlying pain. It's there. Whether it's aggravating you or not, you're conscious of it. For the past couple of weeks, I've been cutting the labels out of my clothes. The back of my neck back here has been numb for years. I have no idea how long it's been numb. But now the feeling's coming back in that part of my neck, and I'm cutting labels out of everything because they're driving me nuts. I didn't know labels bothered people, but they do. Now I want to tell you what I call meltdowns. A meltdown is when my pain reaches 8 or 9 and it absolutely stops me in my tracks and I just can't go any further. I take my meds, I go to bed, and I sleep on an electric heating mattress pad. And I have for years, and I still do every night. I wake up a lot of mornings with no pain, and I think myself that it's because I'm sleeping on heat. I don't know. But about these meltdowns, I want you to listen to this. In February, I had 5 bad meltdowns. Meltdowns are awful. In March, I had 3. In April, I had 1. And so far in May, I've only had 1. Now that's a miracle. That is, I mean, I just don't know how to tell you how impressed I am with all of that. In the past 2 weeks, people have asked me what I've done that I've looked so much better than I have in years. Well, I told them it's laser pain care because I'm not in the habit of wearing makeup. I don't feel like makeup. I don't feel like dressing and looking fashionable and all of this stuff. And it takes a lot to get you there. I'm even walking better. If you could have seen the way I walked a few months ago, you would not believe what I look like today. Fibromyalgia affects every area of your life. You hurt so bad, just like I was telling you, you don't put makeup on, you don't want to get out of bed, you don't go shopping, you don't do household chores, and the list goes on and on and on. I'm not through with my treatments yet, but I honestly believe that laser pain care is definitely giving me my life back. And if you don't hear anything else I say today, I believe every minute you spend with laser pain care will be the best thing you ever done for your life, and it will give you your life back. Thanks.
Her story is so important because, as I said, I think she was probably the worst case of the top 3 that I've seen since I started treating fibromyalgia. We still, after treating her for 3 months, are incapable of treating her with the massage portion of treatment. It's going to be a long road. We'll be treating her for quite a while. But once you commit to the process, that's what we do. With most people, and we're going to show a video while you're eating of 2 other women that suffered and were made better, we were able to treat them within 6 to 8 weeks on a general protocol. Barbara's story is a little bit different because we still, again, her case was so terrible, we just couldn't get to the normal part of the treatment right away like we should have. It took us quite a while. Or we're still not treating with massage, are we?
No.
So it'll take some time, but she's told us that she believes she's 85% improved from where she was when she first came in. And to be able to give that to somebody that suffered since the 60s is just a very, very exciting thing. And we are truly on the precipice of disruptive technology, which means a new science that's going to disrupt the way we see medicine. And you guys can be a part of it.